Okay.
I got the wording right in front of me. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Hazmat Guys Nation Roundtable. This is a multimedia platform bringing hazmat response information and training tips from hazmat members from around the globe. I'm Bobby Salsa. I'll be acting as the host for tonight. We're dealing with Mike Monaco and Jason Ambrose, who looks like he's on a billboard. He's a fantastic guy. So important he's on a billboard. Amazing.
Is that what that is? That's a billboard?
I'm at a baseball stadium. Can change it. Check this out. Let me go to Times Square. Let's try this. How about that? Huh?
Oh, that's
good jerk.
Hey, you called me Jason Ambrose again. You haven't done that in almost 10 months.
I apologize. I'm going so fast now. I just I'm wheeling and dealing, baby.
Yeah.
You guys have merged into one person.
Apparently so. It's all good. What's up, fellas?
Nothing, man. We forgot you were on the show.
Like, who's this guy? How did he get in?
Who's this? Yeah. How did he get access? What is this all about?
What is this? This whole craziness.
So, all right, let's.
Well, what do you? Do we have anything? I have a couple of things. We had a couple of interesting runs that I'd like to bring up, but I can wait a little while because mine are probably gonna be a little while to chat about. But do we have anything that's pressing in the news or anything, Jason?
There's been some really good stuff in the news here lately, and big thanks to Kevin Ryan and Ryan Henry, who are killing it with news and stuff with Hazmat Nation. I did read something today, a story that they put it out as apparently a propane tank car, but it wasn't propane. It was, they had their aim. I don't know. So on Facebook about that, but honestly, I've been traveling, so I have not been watching the news that closely. Other than maybe some bombing stuff.
Yeah, there's something happened somewhere just recently, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our friends in the UK. We met some of those guys at FDIC.
Really?
You know, I read recently, a lot of guys were talking about how do they get the bomb in there. And again, this is relatively early, but I'm getting this from a very good source, is that it was not in a secure area. It was in an outside area.
It was a soft part of a hard target.
It was a soft part of a hard target where they blew this thing up, and it's a lot of stuff's coming out of this, and it's going to continue to come out. But it's very interesting.
Well, this is like how easy it is. You know, you're waiting online on the security check. I know here in New York, there could be 500 people sitting waiting to get into the terminal. That's an unsecure area. Until you cross that checkpoint, that's the soft part of the hard target. So somebody could literally walk into the security line with all bombs strapped to them, wait till they get in the middle of that line and detonate themselves. And there's nothing you can do.
Right.
So what you guys, honestly, I mean, aside from a few other large metropolitan area cities, you guys are kind of in the premier target for the United States, right? So that's your area, sort of. I mean, the rest of the world thinks so. So when something like that happens, what kind of spin ups do you get as far as hazmat? Because I know in the bomb squad world, and there's concern about dirty bombs and CBurn incidents and bio and all that stuff goes on. What kind of spin ups you guys being we're going to call you the head of the totem pole, right? So what kind of spin ups do you guys get, or do you get any? No, excellent.
I'll be honest with you. We don't really. You'd be so like I know we have a very robust intelligence structure in New York City. I know we have an unbelievable integration between the FBI, the NYPD, the FDNY administration. The problem is when it trickles down to where me and Mike are, who are actually the guys that will do the work. the chemistry guys, the meter guys, the actual turning the wrenches guys, we rarely get any information, if anything. Right? I
the
mean,
cesspool plumber Lundgren with the win.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't know, not too much cesspool, but more, leaking oil. We do, however, have access, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have access to it. It's not just us, but we regularly read a weekly publication called The Watch Line, which is basically a way of taking pertinent information that's happening around the world. It's been filtered through people on our job that have top secret clearance, and they decide what information might be pertinent to the first responder. And it's sort of here's what's going on in the world.
That's in our department. That's not a public publication.
Right. I'm saying that's the closest
we
have access to. Right, is that we read it. I know it's not just New York City. I know it gets disseminated to a lot of places. The IAFF puts it out as well to the multiple jurisdictions. It's not just New York, but New York is the people that head it up. So that is the closest to any kind of sort of rational, intelligent information about the situation that we get is that publication.
So everybody gets something, I think, from their Homeland Security office, or whether it's their OEM or something from the state. I think there's actually lots of publications that are like Homeland Security based emails and stuff that you can get, and that's kind of interesting. I think my Hazmat Nation, because so if you're interested in getting some of that stuff, we'll maybe start a information sharing list, if you will. So
yeah, we get pretty good access to some things, and so maybe if we get those lists, we could probably make something pretty cool up.
Well, that and your Jelly of the Month club, I think that's well served.
It is the gift that keeps on giving, Clark.
All year.
See,
she's a beaut, Clark.
She's a beaut, Clark. So we're gonna have to do an episode of obscure movie quotes, and the whole thing is Hazmat, but with obscure movie quotes.
All right,
and we got that quote. It's nice.
All right, meow.
Hey, so before you get into your calls, I got a couple of people that I want to say thanks to.
Yes.
First of all, Todd Desero and Captain Cave down at Atlanta Fire Rescue went down there and did some teaching yesterday. What a fantastic crew down at Station 24. Those guys, it just had that much fun in a long time. So it was a probably since the last time I hung out with you guys, like in person. But no, great department. Definitely on the cutting edge of hazmat. The guys at the airport were fantastic, and just got to say thanks to them for being such a great host. Big shout out to Nick Bonstel, who is going to be doing statewide training up in Michigan. He's going to go around and do all the research. Nick is a regular contributor to not only Firehouse Magazine. He writes if you go back, the last couple of hazmat articles are in Firehouse, but he is also a contributor to Tech Talk and Hazmat Nation and some of that stuff. And he's got a big job, so he's going to go around, and I don't know, it's something like 1,200 departments in Michigan or something that he's going to be doing. So big shout out to them, and I'm getting ready to go, I think, visit Riverside, California, and do some training with them. So just staying busy, doing some traveling like you guys, and having fun. So big thanks to everybody that's been rolling. If you get a chance, it's Atlanta Fire Rescue. They have a great department. Their chief was very nice. Their training division, their airport, it was top notch, man. Really had a good time.
Cool, love it.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Go with the urgent. Go with the calls.
You want to do your run first?
I got a pretty interesting one. I have a little side follow up, but this can lead to a couple things. Is we recently had a run to a. I want to say it was like kind of like a Buffy guy that he had these bulbs. I'll leave it at that. They had these bulbs hanging off the joists in a basement, and he had some things that he wanted to keep clean and pristine. And when you look at these bulbs, they were glass, like, well, they were glass uppers and metal bowls, and they had this like they almost look like a sprinkler. And when we started looking at them, they were very old. And what we figured out they was the old school sprinklers from like the late 1800s, early 1900s. These are carbon
That
tets.
drop that. Yeah, where they get hot, they drop, and
Yeah.
those are cool.
Very cool, extremely dangerous. So we started really looking into these things. They were insanely dangerous. They were a great idea, but they were basically carbon tetrachloride. Sorry, what they called carbon tet or a halon 104, or even refrigerant R10. That's how early it was. It was the 10th. Like, it was R10. Like, I don't want to be NFPA 1. That's like, holy cow, it's the first one.
But what makes it so dangerous?
What makes it dangerous is there was a I pull up the article here. It's from 1919, where there was a fire in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, that killed several people. It doesn't say the name, but the Bureau of the Navy Department, that's how old this is. The Bureau of the Navy Department ordered an investigation, and they said the decomposition of the carbon tetrachloride contributed to the death of many sailors, and because the inhalation of the gases caused from the pyrolysis of this thing made literally phosgene. So phosgene is a chemical warfare agent that we shriek back from, and back in those days, it was something that we used in an extinguishing agent. It was really heralded back in the day. I'm going to read you a little something about. This is 2 paragraphs, so bear with me.
I love bedtime stories.
This is, I'm going to put you right to sleep. I got allergies.
He's been neti potting in the firehouse all day long.
Just blowing snots. Man. It's awesome.
Snots.
It says in 1910, the Pyrene Manufacturing Company of Delaware filed a patent to use carbon tetrachloride to extinguish fires. The liquid is vaporized by the heat of combustion and extinguished the flames and the early formation of gaseous fire suppression. At the time, it was believed that the gas was simply displaced by the oxygen near the fire, but the later research has found that the gas actually inhibits the chain reaction. And in 1911, the Pyrene patented a small portable extinguisher using the chemical. And then carbon tetrachloride was suitable for liquid and electrical fires and extinguishers often carried on aircraft or motor vehicles. In the first half of the 20th century, another common was the single-use, single-glass globe known as the fire grenade. The collectors picked this up. The fire grenades, they used to buy them in a 6-pack. And it was either filled with carbon tetrachloride or salt water. And the bulb could be thrown at the base of the flames to quench the fire. Let's see, carbon tetrachloride was widely used as a dry cleaning solvent. This is not perk, right? Because carbon tet is a different thing than perk. Right. But from what I understand, carbon tet is also a carcinogen. It is a hepatotoxin, so it's against the liver. It's an organ specific cancer.
Right. So kind of like that scotch you drank.
Which one?
All of them.
I wish you had some
cheap stuff.
I gotta wake up in 3 hours to go to work again.
I think all the scotch goes to the hepatitis. All right, never mind. Bad medical joke. Sorry.
So it was just interesting because the run was like, this guy was like hoarding this stuff, and he must have had a dozen hanging down there in the basement. And, if you go down, let's say this guy had a real fire. He was preparing for a fire, and these things do their job 100 years afterwards. and the guys are coming out and they're coughing and hacking. You just had a WMD release and you don't even know what the hell happened. So what's your plan? What's your mitigation? What's your decontamination? What's your operation?
But you don't even know what you don't know.
You don't even know it. I mean, this guy could be a total kook. It just started the thought. It started a thought in my mind of what, you can't memorize a million chemicals. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't memorize
tetrachloride, right? Carbon.
Yeah, like you can't memorize all this stuff. So how do you know?
I had to look it up.
Yeah, it really. I mean, like, you can't think about, oh, well, they're having these signs and symptoms. Well, it's got to be carbon tet. Like, there's nothing.
Right.
So what are you going to do? Like, there's no flammable range because you go into a fire. There's a toxic range because people are falling over. So what's your metering cache? What are you bringing? Fire's going to screw everything up.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not even like you're looking for that product. You're looking for a byproduct.
Right, and Bob's starting saying that you likely going to get hydrochloric acid, and I will not disagree with that because it's a carbon with 4 chlorines basically bound around it, and we're not going to get into the bonding of it, but that's really what it is. So they are going to branch off with the water or the moisture in the air and going to bond to hydrochloric acid, hydrochloric gas, or chlorine gas.
Right, similar to how the you get hydrofluoric acid with a lot of the decomposition of the halocarbons nowadays.
Right.
So the ionization potential is 11.4.
11.4. So your PID's not catching it.
And that's the phosgene or that's the carbon tet?
Carbon tet.
Okay.
So that's probably going to be.
There's no LELUEL, right? Vapor pressure of 91. Specific gravity 1.95. Its ideal H is 200 parts per million.
Wow. 200 parts per million. What's his vapor pressure?
So 91.
91. So water is 25. Let's put it in perspective. Water is 91, is 25, and acetone's 180. So it's halfway to acetone. So it is rather volatile.
Solubility is 0.05%.
It's like sarin. Terrible.
Nada. So the sanitation, this is all straight from the NIOSH because I had to look it up. I'm not this smart, okay? I am the dumbest guy in this room, and I freely admit that. It is eye wash, quick drench, prevent all eye contact, prevent skin contact, wash skin immediately upon contamination, when wet, contain. So quick decon.
You know what? I'm going to give it to Bob Stern and his one-trick pony. His meter will definitely pick this up. The IMS technology will definitely pick this up. It is one of those very low things. The IMS will absolutely pick it up. Is that a rock tumbler in the background? What is that? We have a laundry with rocks in it, boulders, maybe some boulders.
Maybe my mic rubbing against my zipper.
Can we just?
Wait, is that
Jason's looking down like very pensive for the last 20 minutes. I'm very concerned about him.
I know. He's locked on your screen too, right?
Yes.
He's locked on him, like rubbing his nose, so it just did this for like 20 minutes.
That's all right.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
No, but you know what? It's like it's a very Ron Huffman said in the past, carbon tetrachloride was a widely used deep cleaning fluid in the industry and a degreasing agent for dry cleaning, right? And households, spot removers, clothing, furniture, carpeting. Carbon tet was used in fire extinguishers as a fumigant to kill buh. I think he just passed out because he was drinking the shit. So So, what? Yeah, I won't disagree with it. I will say that like this is what really struck me. Carbon tet itself is not a big deal. Carbon tet in a fire totally changes the whole dynamic now. So, like all my gear, I'm getting gummed up. Even my best meters with filters are going to be getting gummed up. So, what do? Do I push the air? Do I not push air? What's my PPE selection? What do I even say? Well, maybe it's just guys that was swooned,
Yeah, I mean,
because
we don't even know. Like, in all honesty, right? This is one of those things that you can say, okay, going into it because of X, Y, and Z, this is what I would do. Well, let's be real. Like, guys are starting not to feel good. You're pulling in. You got no clue what is going on. The first thing you're going to do is try to get signs and symptoms. You're not even going to be thinking about, the meters until you start to figure out what it is that you are looking for with the meters, because we don't have a single meter that we're going to walk in and be like, ding, here you go. At least not in our primary meters.
well, you know what? Derek just said something very interesting, and I know a lot of departments don't have it. And he said the FID will see it.
Right.
I agree with him, because anything in group 17, which is the chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, I'm showing my nerd chops there, but that is everything in group 17, and it will look for no, wait, no, it will not.
Carbon hydrogen.
It looks at carbon hydrogen. But
Carbon hydrogen bond.
The halon detector will, like the Burt Baccarat meter that we always make fun of. That looks for that.
As well as the metal oxide halocarbon meter, which will pick up quality, not quantity.
Right. So, Derek, what I'm saying is the FID. And again, I'm not looking this up. I'm doing this on my heels as if I was on the scene. I'm going to say it probably will not look it up. I'm going to say that your halocarbon that you're going to look for refrigerants will look it up, because that looks for the carbon and the chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, fluorine connection. That is literally what I'm dealing with here. This type of deal where it's a carbon tet is literally a carbon and chlorine link, and it will see it. I don't know what it will see it under, but it will see it. I don't know if the FID will.
Right, because there's not even a chlorine. There's not even a carbon hydrogen bond on that.
No. Unless it decomposes into something else. Why would it go to carbon hydrogen? It would have to go. That would be that basically it would become a charcoal. That's the only time it would see it, but I don't see that happening. So unless it leached into some type of wood that was decomposed due to pyrolysis, I would say neg. Response factor is 25.9. I don't know what that really means.
On what?
Yeah. It's interesting. That's why I really tweaked my interest, and I wanted to bring up on this thing, because I knew I was going to kind of waste a lot of time on this one, but it's really not wasting time, because there are kooks in every one of our municipalities that are collectors or something like that, where fire bombs, at least in the fire, I have right up over to the side of me, I have 2 old extinguishers that are polished brass, the old ones, and I have a 6-pack of those Tech Carbon. That's showing how buffy I am. I'm just letting you know. So, and that's the Photovac Micro ID is the one we have, and I got to look it up. Derek, I will get back to you, but I'm pretty sure what I'm saying. I could be wrong though.
If he's, I'm gonna now tend to say, okay, maybe he's got a point, because if he's throwing out a response factor, if that response factor is in the book, then that machine is going to be picking it up.
You're wrong. You're right. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking.
I would, off the top of my head, sitting there, I would have guessed that the FID would not have picked it up. But if it's got a response factor, then it's got to respond.
All right, then I'm going to yield to Derek.
If that was a smoke and mirrors move, well done, my friend.
Well done. You're bullshitting me right now. Wow. All right, that's good. Listen, that's what we're talking about here, because he's saying that the response factor is 25.9. I got to look at what 25.9 actually means. We do agree that the IMS is going to pick it up. Possible. All right, so what else is going to pick it up? You might get oxygen displacement, maybe.
You'd have to have a lot. I mean, little bulbs popping on the ground. I mean, you get you get cryo CO2 leaks. You kind of get smoke displacement.
Does anybody got the NIOSH? Can anyone tell me what the IP address is? IP address. The IP EV is
before, I think 11.5. They said, right?
11.5. So PID's out. Jason, I can't hear you. You got to turn your mic. I see your lips moving.
Yes, sorry. 11.47.
11.47. I was off by 0.03.
That's interesting. Listen, we're not looking to solve the world here. We're just looking to put something on the meat for the table for you guys to bring back to the firehouse or the station and say, hey, listen, let's check this out. What happens if you have a carbon tet fire tonight? And it's some kook.
I know for a fact that I have a carbon tet, like fire, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm going to inform the incident commander that he's got a chemical that will I can't talk. Will break down to a chemical warfare agent, and it is of the utmost importance that every single member keeps their SCBA on, and that he even requires them to wear it in the street up until a certain point. We're going to create an actual hot zone out in the street. And if you pass that hot zone, you're wearing your SCBA no matter what. And guys need to be notified that they may need to be decon, like a dry decon for bunker gear, and to ensure that they don't go past their initial vibrate alert when it goes off. That would be one of the first things that I would tell the incident commander. If the fire is active, you got to put that fire out, and then really just be notifying EMS of the potential exposure that these people are going to be getting, putting hospitals on notification that they could have an MCI style incident with firefighters exposed to a potential chemical warfare agent, and then once the fire is out, do massive ventilation.
I agree. Listen, guys, this is just the training nugget for the week. A discussion that we started, and maybe you guys can throw into your table and see where you guys would go with this. But I think it just started the wheels turning in my head. So I just wanted to kind of throw it out there. So with that, we're going to kind of sign off in keeping with our 30-minute promise. I promise. So why don't we just go around? What's that? Go ahead.
I'm kind of disturbed that Bob Stern has anal thoughts.
Again? Oh, no. Where's that? I missed it?
He says, you're heading to the discussion into my anal thoughts.
Oh, no.
Oh, about overhaul. I didn't read the end. I'm so sorry. I didn't read the end of that.
All right, that wraps up another episode of the Hazmat Guys Nation Roundtable. Please be sure to follow us on our Facebook pages at Hazmat Nation and Hazmat Guys. Let's go around the table and tell us about our friends, where we can find us. Mike, go with it right now.
Well, my name is Michael Monaco. As I'm sure you know, you can find me. I'm with Hazmat Guys, just like Bob Salvo is. You will find me probably in jail tonight because I'm going to beat my children as soon as I get off of this radio show. And you could email me at mike@thehazmatguys.com. And if I'm able to respond from jail, I will.
You know what? I'm just going to throw this in there. It was given to me by good advice. The AP4C, what's the thoughts?
Well, AP4C, no sulfur, no carbon hydrogen bond, no phosgene, no phosphorus rather. There's no Lewisite components.
And no HCN.
No
HCML.
So
Sorry, HML.
I don't think
it would catch it.
I don't think it would catch it. But I didn't think the FID would pick it up.
Good point.
So
sorry. Jason, go with it. Go with the urgent.
I am Jason. You can catch me at Hazmat Nation, Jason at hazmatnation.com. We are all going to be at IFC in Baltimore coming up. And I have a surprise. You guys don't even know this yet. I am working with some special with some special sponsors, and we are going to throw another party this year for all of Hazmat Nation, and it's going to be sponsored. There's going to be some free alcohol. So got some friends that are going to lay some greenbacks down for us, some George Washingtons, so we can enjoy Friday night. So keep Friday night open. Keep Friday night open. We are going to we're gonna party it up. Big names. Everybody's gonna be there.
Awesome.
And kudos to
the
Bob
booze
Lundgren
is totally
tonight.
for you guys.
Kudos to Bob Lundgren tonight for being the sniper of the group. 3 good shots, solid hits, nicely done.
Yeah, he gets 3 kits, 3 kills. All right, very nice. And I'm Bobby Salas, and I am the co-host of the Hazmat Guys podcast. So you can find us on YouTube, iTunes, and any way you get your whatever your podcasts.
Whatever it is we do.
Whatever it is we do with this drivel that we do, we try to take these funny things. So, Mike Kimura is going to come down and have some Zimas for us, but come on out and see us in Baltimore. Be sure to catch this week's and next week's show every week, Tuesday, 21:15 hours Eastern Standard Time, a webinar jam. And you can find a link to the show on hazmatnation.com. And we'll also be posting the video on our YouTube channel at THMG Nation. See you next Tuesday. Thursday. We gotta get it better. We gotta fix that.
And cut.
Sweet dreams, everybody.